Lord of the world, Peace Day. Peace be upon you, along with the mercy of the Lord of the world, his blessings and guidance. To every human being watching this, a simple greeting from my heart to yours. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. For centuries, we've framed peace as a promise, a poem, a pause between wars. We have viewed it as a noun, but today, we redefine it. Peace is a verb. It is to build, to grow, to heal, to shelter, to educate, to protect, to empower. This is not just a philosophy. It is an operating system for our planet. This is the Peaceism Ecosystem, and it is built on 7 pillars, not just of ideas, but of action. 1. The action of creating a job that dignifies the human spirit. 2. The action of sowing a seed that will nourish a community. 3. The action of healing a body and a mind without exception. 4. The action of laying a brick for a safe, affordable home. 5. The action of unlocking a mind with liberating education. 6. The action of designing a justice system that sees every soul as equal. 7. The action of building a world resilient enough to safeguard our collective future. This is the architecture of true peace. For the next 7 hours, this virtual space will be our workshop, our global headquarters of hope and peaceism. You will not be spectators. You will be collaborators. You will engage with the technology, interact with the innovators, and help forge the partnerships that will deploy these solutions from the ground up. We have moved beyond simply identifying problems. The diagnosis is over. Now we prescribe. Now we build. So let us not just observe International Peace Day. Let us activate it with the Peaceism Ecosystem. Let us become the architects of active peace. Let us create a future that is so resilient, so just, and so abundant that peace is no longer a dream we hope for, but a world we actually live in. It starts here. It starts now. It starts with us. With unwavering conviction, I declare the World Peace Products and Services Expo and Conference open. Peaceism Ecosystem.
Hey there, I'm Amir, a recent grad trying to figure out how to make a difference in this crazy world. I've been hearing about this thing called Peaceism, and I think it might be the key to, a better future for all of us. It's all about building a sustainable future through something called the Peaceism Ecosystem. There's this big expo coming up in 2026 that's all about revolutionizing employment. They're talking about sustainable job creation models that could create millions of new jobs. And get this, they're focusing on developing skills for the future, like the jobs that don't even exist yet. Oh, and there's this cool thing about social entrepreneurship incubators. It's like solving problems and making money at the same time. Wow, I just realized this could change everything. We could actually build a peaceful, sustainable world. If you're like me and want to be part of this change, check out the World Peace Employment Revolution Expo on January 22nd, 2026. Let's build a sustainable future together.
Hello and welcome to the World Peace Products and Services Expo and Conference. I'm your host, and I'll be guiding you through today's session. Employment Revolution, Sustainable Job Creation, and Social Entrepreneurship. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll explore how new forms of work are shaping our future, why social entrepreneurship is essential for sustainable development, and how peace and employment are connected. Stay with us as we dive into expert insights, case studies, and interactive moments designed to inspire action. Employment across the globe is changing. Technology, climate change, and shifting demographics are reshaping the way we work. This employment revolution is defined by 3 powerful shifts: green jobs, supporting renewable energy, sustainable farming, and climate solutions; digital jobs, created through AI, data, and future-ready technologies; inclusive jobs, designed to bring women, youth, and marginalized groups into the economic system. Together, these create not only income, but also dignity, equity, and pathways to peace. Moderator. Let's begin our panel with the question, what does sustainable job creation really mean? Expert A. It's about designing work that regenerates the environment, not depletes it. Think renewable energy technicians, regenerative farming, and circular economy startups. Expert B. It's also social, empowering women, youth, and refugees with opportunities that transform communities. Moderator. And how can social entrepreneurship incubators help? Expert C. Incubators provide mentorship, capital, and community support. They help startups grow into sustainable enterprises. Expert A. The biggest impact often comes from local, grassroots ideas that grow into global solutions. Let's explore two real-world examples. Solar Sister in Kenya. This initiative trains women to distribute solar energy kits, creating green jobs while expanding access to clean power. Digital upskilling hubs in India. These hubs equip rural youth with AI and digital skills, opening doors to the global freelance economy. These examples show how sustainable jobs and social entrepreneurship can transform lives and communities. Moderator. What skills will be most important in the future of work? Expert B. Digital literacy, AI fluency, and critical thinking are key. Expert C. But equally important are empathy, collaboration, and peace-building skills. Expert A. And skills must be supported by fair policies. Otherwise, talent will remain underutilized. Now it's your turn. We'd like to hear from you. Which area should be prioritized to accelerate sustainable jobs? Green technologies, digital skills, inclusive entrepreneurship. Please cast your vote in the chat or poll box. We'll highlight the audience responses in just a moment. Thank you for joining our Employment Revolution session. We've learned that sustainable jobs, powered by social entrepreneurship, are more than just economic opportunities. They are building blocks of peace and equity. Stay tuned for our next session in the Peaceism Ecosystem. Together, let's build a future of work that leaves no one behind.
In a world of constant change, one truth stands tall. Humanity is searching for peace, dignity, and meaningful work. Today, a new vision is rising. The employment revolution with Peaceism Ecosystem transformation. Peaceism is more than an idea. It's a living ecosystem. An ecosystem where employment is not just about survival, but about contribution, creativity, and collective growth. A world where every person's potential is valued, where jobs empower both individuals and communities. This transformation redefines how we work, how we live, and how we connect. From agriculture to AI, from local crafts to global innovation, the Peaceism Ecosystem turns every effort into a force for harmony, sustainability, and prosperity. Employment revolution is not about replacing people with machines, but about empowering people through knowledge, technology, and compassion. Together, we create jobs that heal the earth, strengthen communities, and inspire future generations. The Peaceism Ecosystem builds bridges between people, between business and nature, between profit and purpose. It is a transformation that unites economies with ethics, innovation with inclusion, and growth with peace. This is not just a vision, it is a revolution of employment. It is a transformation of ecosystems. It is Peaceism in action. Join us in shaping a world where work creates peace, and peace creates a future for all.
The world of work is changing faster than ever, so the Peaceism Ecosystem enables the creation of jobs for everyone. The traditional 9-to-5 is no longer the only path. Remote work, freelancing, and flexible schedules are the new normal. Technology, globalization, and shifting values are redefining what a job means. automation and AI are transforming industries, raising urgent questions about the future of human employment. The gig economy offers flexibility but often lacks security and benefits, highlighting the need for balance. The COVID-19 pandemic accelerated these changes, exposing inequalities and the need for a more resilient, equitable employment landscape. As we navigate this transition, building a future with meaningful opportunities for all is more important than ever.
Today, people want more from work than just a paycheck. They seek purpose and impact. Younger generations are driving a shift toward careers that align with personal values and contribute to society. Companies are under pressure to go beyond profit, embracing social and environmental responsibility. Purpose is now a key competitive advantage for attracting and retaining talent. The purpose economy is emerging, where value is measured in well-being and positive change, not just dollars. Social entrepreneurship is thriving, with innovators building businesses to solve real-world problems. This new model is redefining success and reshaping the future of work. Artificial intelligence is transforming our world, powering everything from smartphones to medical diagnostics.
AI boosts productivity and innovation, but it also threatens jobs that involve repetitive tasks. The challenge harnessing AI's benefits while preventing mass unemployment and widening inequality. AI can free us for creative, strategic work and help solve global challenges, if managed wisely.
The risk is a society divided between those who control technology and those left behind.
We must be proactive, investing in education, retraining, and jobs that leverage human skills.
The future of work depends on how we guide AI's development and share its rewards. Only then can technology empower everyone. Amid these challenges, social entrepreneurship is rising as a force for good. Social enterprises blend business innovation with a mission to solve social and environmental problems.
Social entrepreneurs create scalable solutions, like training the homeless to run catering businesses, tackling multiple issues at once. Technology and new business models amplify their impact, as seen in pioneers like Muhammad Yunus and Grameen Bank. Social entrepreneurship offers purpose-driven jobs that require empathy, creativity, and problem-solving.
As automation disrupts traditional work, these roles become even more vital. Social entrepreneurship lights the way to a more inclusive, sustainable economy. Creating sustainable jobs is an urgent global challenge, especially amid climate change and rising inequality.
A good job provides dignity, stability, and hope, and should benefit people, society, and the planet. Sustainable jobs, like installing solar panels, support both workers and environmental resilience. Demographic shifts mean millions of young people need meaningful work to avoid unrest and unlock potential. Investing in sustainable jobs is investing in our collective future.
Governments and corporations can't do it alone. Collaboration and new thinking are essential. Social entrepreneurship and AI offer scalable solutions for building an economy that works for everyone. The time for bold, innovative action is now. We stand at a crossroads. One path leads to greater inequality, the other to a more inclusive, purpose-driven future. This story explores how social entrepreneurship and AI can revolutionize employment for the common good. We'll visit incubators, meet founders, and see how they turn problems into opportunities. AI isn't just a job destroyer. It's a tool for connection, collaboration, and scaling impact. Imagine AI linking a Kenyan social enterprise with a Californian investor, or helping communities analyze local needs. In a digital world, building global networks is more important than ever. This guide offers actionable steps for aspiring social entrepreneurs. The future of work and society is ours to build together. The definition of business success is changing. Today, social enterprises blend profit with purpose, using business as a tool for positive change. These organizations prove you can do good and do well, tackling social and environmental challenges while growing sustainably. Social enterprises are redefining what it means to be a successful company in the 21st century. One of the most powerful forces driving the growth of social entrepreneurship is, honestly, a generational shift in values. Millennials born between 1981 and 1996, and Gen Z born after 1997, now make up a significant portion of the global workforce and consumer market. These generations came of age in a world marked by economic uncertainty, social upheaval, and, the looming threat of climate change. As a result, they've developed a different perspective on the role of business in society.
We're not just looking for a paycheck, we're looking for a purpose. And we're not just buying products, we're buying into a set of values.
This demand for meaning is a clear mandate to the business world. A 2022 Deloitte survey starkly illustrates this trend, finding that nearly 2 in 5 millennials and Gen Zs have rejected a job or assignment because it did not align with their values. They are actively seeking employers who demonstrate a genuine commitment to making a positive impact.
We scrutinize a company's environmental record, its diversity and inclusion policies, and its ethical supply chains. For us, a company's social conscience is not a nice-to-have, it's a core requirement.
This puts immense pressure on all businesses to become more transparent and accountable. And this generational mandate extends beyond employment into consumer behavior. Younger consumers are increasingly voting with their wallets, choosing to support brands that align with their social and environmental concerns. They are more likely to pay a premium for sustainable products and are quick to boycott companies perceived as unethical.
Social media gives us a powerful platform to hold brands accountable. A single viral post can, honestly, have a huge impact on a company's reputation.
This consumer activism is creating a powerful market incentive for businesses to adopt more responsible practices, directly fueling the growth of social enterprises that have this ethos built into their DNA. The ultimate expression of this trend is the rising number of young people who are choosing to become social entrepreneurs themselves. Rather than waiting for existing companies to change, they are creating the change they want to see.
We're launching startups to address issues we're passionate about, from mental health to plastic pollution to educational inequality. We're leveraging digital fluency and global interconnectedness to build movements and scale impact quickly.
This entrepreneurial spirit, combined with a deep-seated desire for purpose, is creating a tidal wave of innovation that is redefining the boundaries of business and social change. Social entrepreneurs brim with passion and ideas, but securing funding is a major challenge. Too business-focused for grants, too mission-driven for venture capital. Many struggle to find the right capital. Impact investing is emerging, offering hope for those seeking both financial and social returns. The real test? Finding partners who share your vision and are in it for the long haul. For any successful social entrepreneur, there comes a moment of truth, the challenge of scaling. To create widespread systemic change, a social enterprise cannot remain a small local project forever. The goal is to grow, to reach more people, serve more communities, and deepen the positive impact. Scaling can mean expanding geographically, developing new products or services, or franchising the model so others can replicate it. This push for growth is essential for fulfilling the enterprise's mission on a meaningful level.
A solution that works for one village could potentially transform a nation, but only if it can be scaled effectively.
However, the path to scale is fraught with peril. The very process of growing can threaten the core mission and values that made the enterprise special in the first place. As an organization gets bigger, there is a risk of what some call mission drift. The pressure to increase revenue and satisfy investors can lead to compromises.
For example, a fair trade coffee company might be tempted to source cheaper, lower quality beans from a supplier with questionable labor practices to meet a large order from a major supermarket chain. That decision might boost profits in the short term, but it would undermine the company's fundamental reason for being.
This tension between impact and integrity is a constant balancing act. Maintaining a strong organizational culture becomes much harder as a team grows from 10 people to 100 or 1,000.
How do you ensure that every new employee, from the factory floor to the marketing department, understands and is committed to the social mission? How do you maintain quality control and ethical standards across a global supply chain? These are not just logistical challenges, they are existential ones.
A failure to manage growth carefully can lead to a dilution of the very impact the social entrepreneur set out to create. Successful social enterprises navigate this challenge by embedding their mission into the very structure of the organization. They create clear ethical guidelines, invest heavily in training, and build accountability systems that track both financial and social performance.
They are deliberate in their choice of partners and investors, seeking those who are aligned with their long-term vision.
The story of Tom's Shoes, which faced criticism over its long-term impact, shows how even successful models must constantly evolve. The challenge of scale is a double-edged sword. It is the key to massive impact, but it also presents the greatest threat to the integrity of the mission. What gets measured gets managed. For social enterprises, measuring impact is far more complex than tracking profit or sales. How do you quantify empowerment or a stronger community? Counting outputs is easy, but capturing real lasting change is a persistent challenge. Without robust metrics, it's tough to prove value to investors and customers. Combining data and stories gives a fuller picture, but the quest for meaningful measurement continues. The spirit of social entrepreneurship is no longer confined to startups and new ventures. A growing trend is the rise of the social entrepreneur, an employee working inside a large established corporation who champions new projects and business models that create positive social or environmental impact.
These individuals are, in a way, like entrepreneurs, but they operate within the structures of an existing organization. They leverage the vast resources, scale, and reach of their parent company to drive change from the inside out. This really represents a powerful new frontier for creating sustainable jobs and embedding purpose into the core of mainstream business.
Social entrepreneurs are skilled navigators of corporate bureaucracy. They need the passion and vision of an entrepreneur, but also the political savvy to build coalitions, secure budgets, and win the support of senior leadership for ideas that may not fit the traditional business model.
For example, an engineer at a large automotive company might pioneer a program to use recycled plastics in car parts. Or, let's say, a marketing manager at a food conglomerate could launch a new product line that sources ingredients from smallholder farmers in a developing country, guaranteeing them a fair price. These initiatives can have an enormous impact, simply due to the sheer scale of the corporations involved.
This trend is driven by a convergence of factors. On one hand, large corporations are facing increasing pressure from customers, investors, and their own employees, especially millennials and Gen Z, to become more socially and environmentally responsible. They recognize that sustainability is no longer just a matter of corporate social responsibility reports, but a strategic imperative for long-term survival and growth. They need innovative ideas to meet these new demands, and social entrepreneurs are a key source of that innovation.
These companies are starting to create formal programs and innovation labs to encourage and support these internal changemakers. On the other hand, many purpose-driven individuals are realizing that they can have a massive impact without leaving their corporate jobs. Working within a multinational corporation provides access to a global supply chain, a massive customer base, and honestly, millions of dollars in research and development funding, resources that a small startup could only dream of.
The challenge for the entrepreneur is to channel these powerful resources toward a social good. The rise of the social entrepreneur is a hopeful trend, suggesting that the divide between doing good and doing business is starting to dissolve, creating new pathways for impact at an unprecedented scale. While social entrepreneurship is a grassroots movement fueled by innovation, its growth is often hampered by an institutional environment that just wasn't designed for it. Legal and regulatory frameworks around the world are typically built on a binary distinction. You are either a for-profit business or a non-profit charity. Social enterprises, which consciously blend attributes of both, often find themselves in a legal gray area. This lack of a clear legal identity creates a host of practical challenges that can slow down progress and create unnecessary administrative burdens for founders.
For instance, when a social entrepreneur goes to register their organization, they face a really tough choice. If they register as a traditional for-profit company, they may find it difficult to legally protect their social mission from the demands of future investors who might prioritize profit above all else. And if they register as a non-profit, they may be severely restricted in their ability to generate revenue from commercial activities, which, limits their path to financial sustainability.
This legal ambiguity can affect everything from how they're taxed to their ability to raise investment capital, creating confusion and inefficiency.
In response to this challenge, a global trend is the creation of new legal structures specifically for social enterprises. Countries like the United Kingdom have pioneered the community interest company designation, and in the United States, we've seen the emergence of the benefit corporation and the L3C, or low-profit limited liability company. These new legal forms are designed to give social enterprises a clear identity. They provide a legal framework that bakes the social mission into the company's DNA, protecting it during ownership changes and providing clarity to investors, consumers, and regulators.
However, the adoption of these new legal forms is far from universal. In many countries, social entrepreneurs still have to navigate outdated systems. The process of advocating for policy change is slow and resource-intensive, often requiring a coordinated effort from many organizations.
This struggle for recognition is a critical battlefront for the social enterprise movement. Establishing clear and supportive legal and policy environments is essential for unlocking the full potential of social entrepreneurship, allowing founders to spend less time wrestling with red tape and more time creating the impact and sustainable jobs the world so urgently needs. Behind the inspiring stories and, the impressive impact metrics of social entrepreneurship, there's a deeply human and often unspoken challenge: the immense personal toll it takes on the founders.
Social entrepreneurs are driven by a profound passion to solve some of the world's most intractable problems. This passion, it's their greatest asset, but honestly, it can also be a source of immense pressure and stress.
They often work in resource-scarce environments, facing financial uncertainty, bureaucratic hurdles, and the emotional weight of the social issues they are trying to address. And this can lead to burnout, anxiety, and a profound sense of isolation.
Unlike traditional entrepreneurs who are surrounded by a well-established ecosystem of mentors, accelerators, and peer networks focused on commercial success, social entrepreneurs can often feel like they are on their own. Their challenges are unique, blending the pressures of running a business with the complexities of creating social change.
Explaining their hybrid model to friends, family, or traditional business advisors can be difficult and, frankly, draining. The constant need to justify their double bottom-line approach can be exhausting when they're already working long hours to keep their enterprise afloat. This loneliness, it's a significant, though often invisible, barrier to success.
The emotional burden is compounded by the nature of their work. Social entrepreneurs are often in close contact with human suffering and systemic injustice. A founder working on homelessness is not just building a business, they are interacting daily with people in crisis. A founder tackling environmental pollution witnesses the degradation of ecosystems firsthand. This constant exposure to difficult realities can be emotionally taxing, leading to compassion fatigue and what is known as vicarious trauma.
Protecting one's own mental health and well-being becomes a critical, yet often neglected part of the entrepreneurial journey. Recognizing this human cost is a growing trend within the social entrepreneurship community. There's an increasing focus on the importance of founder well-being and building supportive ecosystems.
Incubators and support networks are now incorporating mental health resources, peer support groups, and mentorship programs that specifically address the unique psychological challenges of being a social founder. The understanding is dawning that for a social enterprise to be sustainable, its leader must be sustainable too.
Acknowledging and addressing the loneliness of the long-distance founder is not just a kind gesture. It is essential for the long-term health and impact of the entire movement.
If social entrepreneurs are the seeds of a new, more sustainable economy, then incubators are the specialized greenhouses where these seeds are nurtured. A social entrepreneurship incubator is an organization designed to help early-stage social ventures survive and grow. Think of it as a boot camp for change makers.
These incubators provide a structured environment, critical resources, and expert guidance to help founders transform a promising idea into a viable, impactful enterprise. They're the crucibles where raw passion and innovative concepts are forged into scalable solutions, dramatically increasing the chances of success for ventures that might otherwise fail in isolation.
Unlike a traditional business incubator that focuses solely on commercial viability and rapid growth, a social incubator has a dual mission. It provides all the standard support, help with business planning, marketing strategies, and financial modeling, However, it adds a crucial layer of support tailored to the unique needs of a social enterprise.
This includes guidance on impact measurement, navigating complex legal structures like benefit corporations, and connecting founders with the specialized world of impact investing. They understand the delicate balance between generating revenue and staying true to a social mission, and they provide the mentorship needed to walk that tightrope successfully.
These incubators are highly selective. They receive hundreds, sometimes thousands of applications for a handful of spots in each cohort. They look for more than just a good idea. They look for exceptional founders. They seek individuals with a deep understanding of the problem they are trying to solve, a clear vision for their solution, and the resilience and dedication to see it through.
The rigorous selection process itself adds value, as being accepted into a prestigious incubator can act as a powerful signal to investors, partners, and early customers that this venture has been vetted and shows significant promise.
The core function of an incubator is to de-risk the early stages of a social enterprise. Starting any new venture is incredibly risky, and social ventures face even more hurdles. Incubators mitigate this risk by providing a protective bubble for a set period, typically from a few months to a year.
During this time, founders are surrounded by a support system that allows them to experiment, pivot, and refine their model without the immediate crushing pressure of the open market. They provide a safe space to fail, learn, and ultimately build a stronger, more resilient organization ready to tackle the world's biggest challenges.
Inside a social entrepreneurship incubator, founders join a cohort, refine their ideas, and receive hands-on support from mentors and experts.
They build, develop, and access a powerful network, gaining legal, financial, and marketing guidance.
The journey culminates in a demo day where entrepreneurs pitch to investors and launch their ventures into the world. When you think of a startup accelerator, Y Combinator, or YC, is often the first name that comes to mind. Based in the heart of Silicon Valley, it's arguably the most famous and successful accelerator in the world, having launched behemoths like Airbnb, Dropbox, and Stripe. Its model is focused on intense, rapid growth and preparing companies for massive scale.
For a long time, YC's focus was almost exclusively on high-growth tech companies. However, in a significant shift, YC has increasingly opened its doors to nonprofit and social enterprise ventures, applying its powerful methodology to solving social and environmental problems. The decision by a titan like YC to formally support social ventures sent a powerful message throughout the tech and investment communities. It signaled that solving social problems was not just a niche activity, but a serious, scalable endeavor worthy of the same level of talent and resources as the next billion-dollar app.
YC offers its nonprofit and social enterprise track the same intense 3-month program as its for-profit counterparts. They receive the same access to world-class mentors, the same rigorous feedback on their models, and the same opportunity to pitch to an elite group of investors on demo day.
One of the most well-known examples of YC's social impact is WOTC, a nonprofit that allows people to directly fund low-cost, high-impact medical care for individuals in developing countries. WOTC went through the YC program and used its principles of user-centric design, radical transparency, and scalable technology to build a global platform. Another example is New Story, a nonprofit that pioneers solutions to end global homelessness and famously used 3-dimensional printing to build entire communities. By applying YC's growth hacking techniques, these organizations have been able to scale their impact at a speed rarely seen in the traditional nonprofit sector.
The involvement of Y Combinator highlights a crucial trend: the blurring lines between tech and social good. The same principles that allow a tech company to acquire millions of users quickly can be used by a social enterprise to deliver clean water to millions of people. YC's approach forces social entrepreneurs to think with immense ambition and to leverage technology to create exponential, not just incremental change.
By lending its brand, methodology, and network to the social sector, Y Combinator is not just incubating individual ventures. It is helping to incubate a new mindset about how to solve humanity's biggest challenges.
Echoing Green, founded in 1987, is a pioneer in social entrepreneurship, providing seed funding and support to visionary leaders. Their fellowship model invests in people, offering 2 years of funding and a lifelong support network.
Notable alumni include Michelle Obama and Van Jones, who have reshaped entire fields. Echoing Green is a talent agency for a better world, investing in people to drive social change.
Ashoka, founded by Bill Drayton in 1980, built the world's largest network of social entrepreneurs. Its rigorous fellowship selects leaders with system-changing ideas, supporting them with a global community and resources. Ashoka's vision, an everyone a changemaker world, where people everywhere collaborate to solve society's biggest challenges and create lasting impact.
The Unreasonable Group accelerates world-changing companies, helping proven entrepreneurs scale solutions to global challenges. Their immersive programs connect founders with mentors, partners, and capital. Unreasonable Ventures operate in over 180 countries, impacting millions of lives. Companies like Mosaic and Zola Electric are scaling clean energy worldwide. By focusing on growth stage needs, Unreasonable is a catalyst for global impact. The impact of a social entrepreneurship incubator extends far beyond the individual ventures it supports. A successful incubator becomes an anchor institution, a central hub that cultivates an entire local ecosystem for social innovation. When an incubator sets up in a city or region, it attracts talent, capital, and attention. It creates a gravitational pull, drawing in aspiring entrepreneurs, experienced mentors, mission-aligned investors, and community leaders. This concentration of resources and energy creates a ripple effect, fostering a local culture where starting a social enterprise is seen as a viable and celebrated career path.
Incubators act as powerful community builders. They host public events, workshops, and pitch competitions that raise the visibility of social entrepreneurship and inspire new people to get involved. They create a physical and social space where connections happen organically. A student might attend a demo day and be inspired to launch their own venture. A local business leader might mentor a startup and decide to become an impact investor. A city official might partner with an incubated venture to deliver a public service more effectively. The incubator becomes a marketplace for ideas, talent, and capital, weaving a stronger, more resilient social fabric.
Furthermore, the ventures that graduate from these incubators go on to create sustainable jobs within the local community. These are not just any jobs, they are purpose-driven jobs that attract talented individuals who want their work to have meaning. An urban farming enterprise hires local youth, a tech-for-good company hires software developers, and a recycling venture hires plant managers. These businesses contribute to the local tax base and create economic opportunities, all while addressing a pressing social need.
The success of these ventures creates a virtuous cycle, demonstrating the viability of the model and encouraging the creation of even more social enterprises. This ecosystem-building function is perhaps an incubator's most lasting legacy. A single venture might fail, but a thriving ecosystem will continuously produce new ones. We see this in cities around the world that have become known as hubs for social innovation, such as London, Toronto, and Austin. In each of these places, a handful of key incubators and accelerators have played a pivotal role in creating a supportive environment.
They prove that to truly revolutionize employment, we must not only support individual entrepreneurs, but also invest in building the infrastructure and culture that allows social innovation to flourish at a community-wide level. The journey of a social entrepreneur does not end on demo day. In fact, that's often just the beginning of the most challenging phase, turning a seed-funded startup into a sustainable, scalable organization. The best incubators understand this. Their support does not stop when the formal program concludes. They recognize that their most valuable asset is the community they have built, and they invest heavily in nurturing this network long after the founders have graduated. This commitment to lifelong support is what transforms a good incubator into a great one, creating a powerful and enduring force for global change.
This long-term support takes many forms. Many incubators maintain an active alumni network, often through online platforms and regular events. This allows founders from different cohorts to connect, share advice, and collaborate. A founder who is 5 years into their journey can provide invaluable mentorship to a recent graduate who is facing the same challenges they once did. This peer-to-peer support is crucial for overcoming the loneliness of the founder and navigating the inevitable crises that arise during the scaling process. The incubator acts as the permanent convener of this powerful tribe.
Beyond peer networking, top-tier incubators continue to provide strategic value to their alumni. They may help graduates raise their next round of funding by making introductions to later-stage investors. They might facilitate strategic partnerships with corporations or government agencies within their extensive network. When a venture is looking to expand into a new country, the incubator can connect them with alumni or mentors on the ground in that region. This ongoing support system acts as a safety net and a strategic advantage, helping the social enterprises not only to survive but to thrive in the long run.
Ultimately, this focus on lifelong community is about building a movement. Incubators like Ashoka, Echoing Green, and Unreasonable Group are not just launching companies. They are cultivating a global cadre of leaders who are collectively rewriting the rules of business and social change. By keeping this powerful network connected, engaged, and mutually supportive, they ensure that the impact of their work compounds over time. The relationships forged within these incubators become a durable infrastructure for collaboration, creating a resilient, interconnected community of changemakers who will continue to support each other and drive progress for decades to come.
AI is often seen as a threat, but it's also a powerful tool for social good. From fighting deforestation to improving healthcare and education, AI helps social entrepreneurs tackle humanity's biggest challenges. When human passion meets AI's capabilities, we unlock new solutions for a more just and sustainable world. AI is transforming online communities by acting as a master moderator, guiding discussions, flagging harmful content, and summarizing key ideas. It ensures conversations stay productive and inclusive, even in large-scale virtual events. By turning digital noise into clear insights, AI empowers social entrepreneurs to listen at scale and foster real community-driven solutions. We have already discussed the immense challenge social entrepreneurs face in measuring their impact. Proving that your work is making a real, tangible difference is critical for securing funding, building trust, and improving your own strategies. This is another area where artificial intelligence is a game changer.
AI and machine learning algorithms are exceptionally good at finding patterns and insights within large, complex datasets. By applying these capabilities to the field of impact measurement, AI is helping social entrepreneurs move beyond simple metrics and gain a much deeper, more nuanced understanding of their effectiveness. It is creating a new generation of data-driven changemakers.
Consider a social enterprise focused on youth employment. They might run several different training programs, one on digital skills, another on entrepreneurship, and a third on vocational trades. Traditionally, measuring which program is most effective would be a complex and lengthy research project.
Using AI, the organization can analyze long-term data on their graduates, tracking not just employment rates, but also income levels, job satisfaction, and career progression. The AI could identify hidden correlations, perhaps revealing that the entrepreneurship program has the highest long-term impact, but only for participants who also completed a basic digital literacy module. This insight allows the organization to refine its programs and allocate resources more effectively.
AI can also help social enterprises make predictions about their future impact. By building a predictive model based on past data, an organization can forecast the likely outcomes of a new project before it even launches. For example, a microfinance institution could use AI to predict the repayment likelihood of a new type of loan product or to identify which clients would benefit most from additional business mentorship.
This allows for smarter, evidence-based planning and reduces the risk of launching ineffective or even harmful interventions. It shifts the organization from a reactive to a proactive stance, allowing them to design for impact from the very beginning.
This data-driven approach, powered by AI, is revolutionizing how social enterprises communicate their value. Instead of relying solely on emotional stories, they can now present funders and partners with robust, data-backed evidence of their impact. They can create dynamic, real-time impact dashboards that transparently show how donations are being used and what results are being achieved. This level of transparency and accountability builds immense credibility.
By transforming messy, real-world data into clear, actionable insights, AI is not just improving impact measurement. It is helping the entire social enterprise sector become more effective, transparent, and investment-worthy.
The world's biggest problems, climate change, poverty, public health crises, are deeply interconnected and do not respect national borders. Yet, the people working to solve these problems often operate in silos, separated by geography, language, and professional networks. A social entrepreneur in rural India could be wrestling with the exact same challenge as a nonprofit leader in Colombia, but they may never have the chance to connect and learn from each other.
Artificial intelligence is beginning to break down these silos, acting as a powerful global connector that can forge unlikely and incredibly valuable collaborations across the social sector. Just imagine for a moment an AI-powered platform designed specifically for social innovators. An entrepreneur could describe the problem they are working on, and the AI would instantly search a global database to find other organizations, researchers, and even policy papers relevant to that specific issue. It could identify a social enterprise in another country that has already developed a successful model and facilitate an introduction. The AI could even use natural language processing to translate communications between them, overcoming language barriers. This creates a global brain for social innovation, allowing solutions to spread and adapt much faster than ever before.
AI can also play a vital role in connecting social enterprises with the resources they need to grow. We have discussed the funding maze that entrepreneurs must navigate. An AI-driven platform could act as a sophisticated matchmaker between social enterprises and impact investors. Based on an enterprise's mission, stage of growth, and specific capital needs, the AI could identify and recommend the most suitable investors from a global pool.
For the investor, the AI could vet and surface the most promising and relevant investment opportunities that align with their impact thesis. This makes the process of finding the right capital and the right partners dramatically more efficient for both sides. This connective power extends to building cross-sector partnerships. For example, a social enterprise working on sustainable agriculture might be a perfect partner for a large food and beverage corporation looking to make its supply chain more resilient and ethical. An AI platform could identify these potential synergies, analyzing a corporation's public commitments to sustainability and matching them with social ventures that can help them achieve those goals.
By intelligently mapping the needs and capabilities of different players across the nonprofit, for-profit, and government sectors, AI can act as a master networker, brokering the powerful collaborations needed to drive systemic change at a global scale.
AI is transforming education and workforce training, making learning more personalized and accessible. Social entrepreneurs can use AI-powered platforms to tailor training, track progress, and create career pathways, empowering people from all backgrounds to succeed in new, purpose-driven jobs. This technology makes high-quality training scalable, even in remote communities.
AI offers immense potential for social good, but also brings risks of bias and privacy loss. Social entrepreneurs must audit data, protect privacy, and involve communities to ensure fairness and transparency. Ethical AI isn't optional, it's central to the mission. Harness AI's power, but always prioritize dignity and accountability. The future of AI in social entrepreneurship isn't about replacing humans, but empowering them. Human-in-the-loop AI means technology does the heavy lifting, while people provide context and judgment. Together they make smarter, more ethical decisions, scaling impact while keeping humanity at the center.
For AI to truly revolutionize the social sector, its power must reach beyond Silicon Valley. The democratization of AI, making powerful tools accessible to all, levels the playing field for social entrepreneurs everywhere. From remote villages to inner cities, innovators can now build solutions for their own communities.
Making AI accessible isn't just technical, it's a strategy for creating a more equitable, opportunity-filled world.
Once, entrepreneurs relied on local events and chance encounters. Now, digital platforms have created a virtual water cooler, online spaces where professionals connect, share ideas, and build community from anywhere.
This shift democratizes access to knowledge and support, making global collaboration possible and combating isolation for social founders.
The virtual water cooler is now essential, connecting changemakers worldwide and transforming how we work together.
Can genuine relationships be built through a screen? Traditional methods like handshakes and shared meals have long been key.
Digital interaction can be just as authentic. Virtual networking can foster deeper connections, focus on shared values and mutual support.
Intentionality and new techniques are essential. Consistency and generosity build authentic digital relationships. It's not about one-time favors. Show up regularly and offer value.
Be a valuable community member first. Trust is built on giving before getting. Consistent value builds a positive reputation. Genuine connections lead to mutual support.
Virtual platforms allow for vulnerability. Sharing struggles can be easier online. This leads to deep conversations and support.
Share challenges and receive advice and support. Shared vulnerability builds authentic bonds.
Technology is just a medium. Personalized messages can be more connecting. Collaboration builds stronger bonds.
Empathy and genuine desire to connect build a powerful global network.
Serendipity, those happy accidents that spark innovation, once happened mostly in person. Now, online platforms intentionally create these moments. Tools like random coffee bots and AI-powered recommendations connect people across backgrounds and interests. These engineered encounters break silos, spark new ideas, and accelerate social innovation worldwide.
In networking, we often focus on close friends and colleagues. But it's our weak ties, acquaintances, and online connections that open doors to new opportunities and ideas. Digital platforms make it easy to connect, share, and learn from diverse people. Cultivating these weak ties is a superpower for innovation and impact. Social entrepreneurship is about building movements, not just organizations. Today, virtual networks let passionate leaders connect globally, turning local ideas into global action with speed and efficiency. A compelling idea can ripple across the world in hours, uniting people and amplifying impact. Virtual networking is now the backbone of scaling and sustaining global movements for social change.
The metaverse is the next frontier of connection, transforming the internet into immersive shared virtual worlds. Imagine meeting colleagues as avatars, collaborating globally, and building empathy through powerful VR experiences. For social entrepreneurs, this opens new ways to create impact, foster inclusion, and solve problems together.
Virtual networking opens doors, but the digital divide leaves many behind. Billions lack reliable internet or devices, and digital skills are not universal. Social entrepreneurs must bridge this gap by supporting infrastructure, designing low-tech solutions, and building digital literacy. True inclusion means everyone can connect, learn, and thrive, online and offline. The global shift to remote work showed us the power of digital tools for collaboration and networking. But nothing replaces the magic of in-person connection. The future is hybrid, blending digital efficiency with real human bonds.
Social entrepreneurs can build stronger, more inclusive communities by mastering both worlds.
The future of work is a blend of purpose and technology. Social entrepreneurs are building a new economy where profit, people, and planet matter. With AI as a partner, small teams can create global impact. Connection and collaboration are the foundation. Together, we're weaving a future of meaningful, sustainable work for all. This essay is a call to action. If you feel inspired to make a difference, remember, you don't need a grand idea to start. Pay attention to your community, listen deeply, and take a small first step. Find your tribe, Support and collaboration are key on this journey. While the journey of a social entrepreneur is deeply personal, their success or failure is not theirs alone. It is shaped profoundly by the ecosystem that surrounds them. Creating a world with more sustainable, purpose-driven jobs is not just the responsibility of individual innovators. It is a collective responsibility that falls on all of us, on governments, corporations, universities, investors, and citizens. We all have a role to play in building a more supportive environment where social entrepreneurship can flourish. If we want more of these ventures to succeed, we must actively cultivate the soil in which they grow.
Governments have a critical role to play in clearing the path. As we discussed, social enterprises are often stuck in a legal gray area between for-profit and non-profit. Policymakers can champion and create clear legal structures like the benefit corporation that give these hybrid organizations the recognition and protection they need. They can also create financial incentives, such as tax breaks for impact investors or grant programs specifically for early-stage social ventures. By reducing red tape and providing targeted support, governments can send a powerful signal that social innovation is a national priority and a key strategy for economic development.
Large corporations must also step up. They can do this in several ways. They can become major customers of social enterprises, using their immense purchasing power to support businesses that have a positive impact. They can create robust social entrepreneurship programs, empowering their own employees to develop and launch social innovations from within. And they can become strategic partners, offering their expertise, technology, and global reach to help social ventures scale. Imagine a large logistics company providing pro bono support to a non-profit that delivers medical supplies. These cross-sector partnerships can be incredibly powerful.
As individuals, we also have power. We have the power of our wallets, our voices, and our careers. We can choose to buy from social enterprises, consciously supporting businesses that align with our values. We can use our social media platforms to amplify the stories of changemakers we admire. We can volunteer our skills, whether in accounting, marketing, or web design, to support a local social venture. And we can demand more from our own employers, encouraging them to adopt more sustainable practices and to partner with the social sector. Each of these choices, multiplied by millions, helps to build a culture and an economy that values purpose as much as profit. The world faces immense challenges: climate change, inequality, rapid technological shifts. Yet, social entrepreneurship offers hope. It's a story of people building a better future, one solution at a time. By harnessing technology for good, we can create meaningful work and empower everyone. The seeds of this future are all around us. Let's build it together with Peaceism Ecosystem for world peace.
Hello, I'm Rania, and I dream of a world where everyone has enough to eat, you know? But it's not easy. My little farm, it's struggling. Then I heard about something called the Peaceism Ecosystem. It's like magic. Suddenly, my crops started dancing with life. Smart little creatures appeared, helping me tend the fields. My farm connected with others around the world. Now we're not just growing food, we're growing peace. From my small plot to the whole wide world, we're building a sustainable future together. This is our story, the story of Peaceism.
Welcome to the Food Security and Sovereignty Expo Hall, part of the World Peace Products and Services Expo and Conference. I am delighted to guide you through this immersive experience where innovation, technology, and sustainability come together to address one of humanity's most pressing challenges: how to feed the world fairly and responsibly. Food is more than just nourishment. It is the foundation of peace, health, and resilience. When communities have secure access to healthy food, they thrive. When they do not, conflict, inequality, and suffering emerge. That is why food security and sovereignty stand at the heart of the Peaceism ecosystem. Today, we will explore three powerful dimensions: regenerative agriculture, farming practices that restore soil, water, and biodiversity while creating meaningful livelihoods; smart farming technology, digital tools like drones, sensors, and data platforms that make agriculture more efficient, climate-friendly, and resilient; equitable food distribution, systems that ensure fairness, giving small farmers access to markets and making nutritious food available to all, not just the privileged few. Welcome to Booth 1, Regenerative Agriculture. This is where we look at how farming can not only feed people, but also heal the earth. Traditional agriculture, especially industrial monocropping, has taken a heavy toll on our planet. Soil erosion, water depletion, and loss of biodiversity are just some of the consequences. But regenerative agriculture is different. It's based on the idea that farms can function like living ecosystems, restoring balance, capturing carbon, and creating livelihoods that last for generations. Let's look at some of the key practices that make regenerative farming so powerful. First, cover cropping and composting. Instead of leaving fields bare after harvest, farmers plant cover crops, plants like legumes, clover, or rye, that enrich the soil naturally. These plants add organic matter, fix nitrogen, and prevent erosion. When combined with composting, farmers recycle waste back into the soil, turning farms into self-renewing systems. The result? Healthier soil, less dependence on synthetic fertilizers, and greater resilience to droughts and floods. Second, agroforestry. This approach integrates trees into farming systems. Imagine rows of fruit or nut trees planted alongside food crops or pasture land. The trees provide shade, improve soil moisture, capture carbon, and create habitats for birds and pollinators. Farmers gain multiple income streams, from timber, fruits, or nuts, while reducing risk and improving sustainability. Agroforestry brings back diversity to landscapes that industrial farming made uniform. Third, circular farming systems. This means designing farms where every output becomes an input. Animal manure fertilizes crops. Crop residues feed animals. Water is recycled. Nothing is wasted. These closed-loop systems mimic nature itself, where every part plays a role in sustaining the whole. Circular farming reduces costs, lowers emissions, and builds resilience against climate shocks. To see how this works in practice, let's explore a real-world example. For decades, cocoa farming was linked to deforestation and soil degradation. But in recent years, Brazilian farmers adopting regenerative methods have turned this around. They began integrating cocoa trees into agroforestry systems alongside native species. This restored local biodiversity, improved soil fertility, and revived wildlife habitats. At the same time, it created thousands of rural jobs, ensuring families could stay on their land with stable incomes. These farms didn't just produce cocoa beans, they rebuilt communities, ecosystems, and hope. And this is not limited to Brazil. Similar regenerative models are now thriving in Africa, Asia, and North America. Farmers are proving that with the right practices, agriculture can become a solution to climate change rather than a cause. Now imagine this at scale. Millions of farmers worldwide adopting regenerative practices, supported by technology, policy, and consumer demand. We could capture billions of tons of carbon from the atmosphere, restore degraded lands, and create jobs in the process. Regenerative agriculture is more than a farming method. It's a philosophy. It asks us to see the land not as a resource to exploit, but as a partner to nurture. By working with nature instead of against it, we create abundance that is shared fairly, sustainably, and peacefully. If regenerative agriculture is about healing the land, then smart farming is about harnessing the power of technology to make farming more precise, efficient, and sustainable. It's about growing more food with fewer resources, and doing so in a way that reduces waste and protects the planet. Let's explore the innovations driving this revolution. First, AI-powered drones. Imagine drones flying over fields, scanning every plant in real time. Their cameras and sensors detect signs of disease, pest outbreaks, or nutrient deficiencies that the human eye might miss. Instead of spraying an entire field with chemicals, drones help farmers target only the plants that need attention. This reduces pesticide use, lowers costs, and protects ecosystems. In some regions, drones even plant seeds or spray natural fertilizers from the air, turning agriculture into a high-tech, sustainable operation. Second, IoT sensors. IoT, or the Internet of Things, is transforming farms into data-driven ecosystems. Small, affordable sensors placed in soil and irrigation systems monitor moisture, temperature, and nutrient levels 24/7. The data is sent to farmers' smartphones or dashboards, allowing them to water crops only when needed and apply fertilizer with pinpoint precision. This not only saves water, but also reduces runoff that pollutes rivers and lakes. In regions where droughts are becoming more frequent, IoT sensors are a lifeline for food security. Third, blockchain for transparency. Food today travels long distances, from farms to supermarkets to our plates. But how do we know where it came from, or whether it was produced sustainably? Blockchain technology provides a solution. By recording every step of a product's journey in a secure, unchangeable ledger, blockchain ensures farm-to-table transparency. Consumers can scan a code on a package and instantly learn which farm grew their produce, how it was harvested, and whether fair trade or organic practices were followed. This builds trust, empowers ethical choices, and rewards farmers who do things right. Now let's take a closer look at a real-world success story. Case study, the Netherlands. The Netherlands is one of the world's smallest countries by land, yet it has become the second largest exporter of food, right behind the United States. How? By embracing smart farming technologies. Dutch vertical farms powered by AI grow vegetables under controlled indoor conditions, stacked in layers that rise like skyscrapers. These systems use LED lighting, climate controls, and hydroponics to produce food year-round, regardless of weather. The results are astonishing. 10 times more yield per square meter, using 90% less water than traditional farming. And because the farms are often located near cities, transportation emissions are also drastically reduced. This isn't science fiction. It's happening right now. From AI algorithms predicting crop yields, to robots harvesting lettuce, to satellites monitoring global food supplies, smart farming is rewriting the future of agriculture. The benefits are clear. More food to feed a growing population. Less waste of water, fertilizer, and energy. Greater resilience against climate change, supply chain disruptions, and global shocks. But beyond efficiency, smart farming also represents fairness. By giving farmers access to real-time data and tools, it levels the playing field between large-scale agribusinesses and smallholder farmers. With the right technology, even a small family farm can optimize its output, increase income, and join global supply chains. When combined with regenerative practices we saw at Booth 1, smart farming technology becomes a powerful force, restoring ecosystems while scaling food production. Together, these approaches bring us closer to a future where no one goes hungry and farming becomes a driver of peace, prosperity, and sustainability. When we talk about food security, the challenge isn't always producing enough food. In fact, the world already produces more than enough to feed every person on the planet. The real problem is fairness in access, ensuring that food gets to the people who need it at the right time and at a fair price. Every year, nearly 1/3 of all food produced globally is wasted. At the same time, hundreds of millions of people go hungry. This mismatch isn't a question of scarcity. It's about broken systems of distribution. Equitable food distribution focuses on closing this gap so that abundance is shared rather than lost. Let's look at some of the solutions making a real difference. First, digital food banks. Traditional food banks have been vital in serving communities in need, but they often face logistical challenges like storage, transportation, and mismatched supply and demand. Digital food banks change the game by using technology to link surplus food directly with communities who need it. Imagine a restaurant, supermarket, or farm with extra stock. Instead of going to waste, the surplus is logged into a digital platform, and within hours, it can be matched with local charities, schools, or households. This creates a real-time safety net where no food goes unused and no family is left behind. Second, farmer cooperatives. Smallholder farmers, who produce much of the world's food, often face unfair prices from middlemen who take the largest share of profits. Cooperatives give farmers the power of collective bargaining. By pooling resources, sharing equipment, and negotiating together, farmers can connect directly to markets without being exploited. This means higher incomes, fairer trade, and stronger rural economies. Cooperatives also provide training, access to finance, and resilience against shocks like climate change or price fluctuations. Third, mobile-based platforms for fair payments. In many rural areas, farmers and vendors still rely on cash transactions that are slow, insecure, and often unfair. Mobile-based platforms are changing that. With just a simple phone, farmers can check market prices, receive digital payments instantly, and access microloans for seeds or equipment. This transparency prevents exploitation, builds trust, and ensures that farmers are rewarded fairly for their hard work. These platforms also allow buyers and sellers to connect directly, reducing unnecessary intermediaries and lowering costs for consumers. Case study, Rwanda's eSoko platform. Rwanda provides a powerful example of how digital tools can transform food distribution. The government launched eSoko, a mobile platform that allows farmers to check market prices in real time and sell directly to buyers. Before eSoko, farmers often had to accept whatever price middlemen offered, without knowing the true value of their crops. Now, with access to accurate data and digital payments, Farmers have more control, higher incomes, and greater stability. At the same time, consumers benefit from lower prices and fresher produce. Waste is reduced, and fairness is increased. The story of Isoko reminds us that equitable food distribution is not just about technology, it's about dignity. When farmers are paid fairly, they can send their children to school, invest in their communities, and break cycles of poverty. When consumers have reliable access to affordable, nutritious food, entire societies become healthier and more resilient. Imagine scaling these solutions worldwide. Digital food banks connecting surplus in New York or Dhaka with families in need. Cooperatives across Africa and Asia giving small farmers the same market power as industrial producers. Mobile payment systems ensuring that no farmer, no matter how remote, is left behind. Equitable food distribution means fairness, opportunity, and peace. It ensures that food, the most basic human need, is treated not as a privilege, but as a universal right. And it reminds us that solving hunger is not about producing more, but about sharing better. Now that we've explored the big picture, let's look at 3 smart farming innovations in action. Real solutions that are already changing the way food is produced and distributed. First, drone monitoring. Imagine standing at the edge of a large cornfield. Traditionally, a farmer might walk rows for hours, trying to spot signs of pests or disease, often missing small but critical problems until it was too late. Today, AI-powered drones can scan entire fields in minutes. Their high-resolution cameras and infrared sensors detect patterns invisible to the human eye, a patch of yellowing leaves, an unusual heat signature, or the early traces of insect damage. The data is analyzed instantly, generating a detailed map of problem areas. Instead of spraying chemicals across the whole field, farmers can now target only the affected zones. This saves money, protects the soil, and drastically reduces pesticide use. It's not just efficiency, it's a leap forward for sustainability and human health. Second, vertical hydroponics. Picture walking into an apartment building in the heart of a busy city, and instead of a dusty storage room, you find a vertical hydroponic farm. Rows of leafy greens, herbs, and tomatoes are stacked floor to ceiling, growing without soil, using only nutrient-rich water and LED lighting. AI systems control temperature, humidity, and light cycles to optimize growth 24/7. Residents harvest fresh produce right where they live, reducing the need for long supply chains. This model, already flourishing in places like Singapore and New York, produces 10 times more food per square meter while using 90% less water. For crowded urban centers, vertical hydroponics offers food security without expanding farmland, proving that cities themselves can become sources of fresh, sustainable food. Third, the traceability app. Have you ever wondered where your food really comes from? With a simple smartphone app, consumers can now scan a QR code on a package of rice, fruit, or coffee and immediately see its full journey, from the farm where it was grown, to the trucks and warehouses it passed through, to the supermarket shelf. The app also reveals critical data, the carbon footprint of production, whether fair trade standards were met, and exactly how much the farmer earned. This transparency empowers consumers to make ethical choices while rewarding farmers who adopt sustainable practices. It turns every purchase into a vote for a fairer and greener food system. Together, these 3 demos, drone monitoring, vertical hydroponics, and traceability apps, show us something powerful. They prove that sustainable food systems are not dreams for the distant future. They are working today. Farmers are using them. Cities are adopting them. Consumers are benefiting from them. The challenge now is scale. How do we bring these tools to every community, every farm, and every table? That is the work of innovation, collaboration, and policy. But the path is clear. With technology as our ally, we can grow smarter, waste less, and share more fairly. Smart farming is not just about feeding more people. It's about creating systems that are transparent, just, and resilient. These demos remind us that when we combine innovation with intention, we don't just build better farms, we build a better world. Now let's shift gears and enter networking mode. One of the most exciting features of this expo is the AI-powered matchmaking system. Instead of wandering through a crowded conference hall hoping to meet the right people, here the AI does the work for you, analyzing profiles, interests, and goals to connect you with the people who matter most. Here's how it works. First, investors are matched with startups. If you're an investor, the system identifies early-stage companies in sustainable agriculture, food technology, or supply chain solutions that align with your focus. You'll see not just a company name, but also key metrics: their stage of development, funding needs, and potential impact. This way, instead of sifting through dozens of random pitches, you're instantly connected with founders who are relevant to your portfolio and values. For startups, this means access to funding opportunities that would otherwise take months of introductions to secure. Second, farmers and policymakers are matched with regional innovators. Farmers may be searching for new irrigation systems, drought-resistant seeds, or low-cost distribution tools. Policymakers may be looking for proven models to scale within their regions. The matchmaking engine scans these needs and connects them directly to innovators offering the right solutions. For example, a farmer in Kenya might be paired with a startup from India specializing in solar-powered cold storage. A policymaker in Latin America could be connected with a cooperative model from Africa that has already transformed rural livelihoods. This matchmaking isn't just networking. It's about practical knowledge transfer that saves time and accelerates impact. Third, NGOs are matched with food distribution projects. Nonprofits often struggle to find credible partners on the ground, while grassroots projects need visibility and support. The AI system bridges this gap. NGOs focused on hunger relief, nutrition, or climate action are connected with food banks, cooperatives, or tech-enabled platforms that align with their mission. This ensures that resources, funding, and expertise are directed to initiatives with proven community value. For grassroots projects, it's a chance to scale beyond local boundaries and gain global allies. Now here's where you come in. Take a moment to check your matchmaking chat panel. Inside, you'll see a list of suggested partners. Not randomly chosen, but carefully curated by the AI based on your profile, preferences, and goals. Maybe you're an investor matched with a regenerative farming startup that's already piloting in 2 countries. Maybe you're a farmer linked to a policy team that can unlock subsidies for your sustainable practices. Maybe you're an NGO leader now connected to a blockchain platform ensuring food traceability in rural markets. This is your opportunity. Introduce yourself. Share what you're working on. Ask questions. Explore possibilities. Remember, collaboration is at the heart of the Peaceism ecosystem. No single organization can solve food security, climate resilience, or equitable distribution alone. But together, through smart matchmaking, we can accelerate solutions and create partnerships that last far beyond today's event. So go ahead, open your chat, see who you're connected with, and take the first step toward collaboration. Your next partner, funder, or ally may be just one message away. Thank you for joining us in the Food Security and Sovereignty Expo Hall, part of the World Peace Products and Services Expo and Conference. Over the past session, we've explored how farming, technology, and fairness can come together to nourish people and heal our planet. We began with regenerative agriculture, where farmers are not just producing food, but restoring ecosystems and creating resilient livelihoods. We then saw the rise of smart farming technologies, from AI-powered drones to vertical hydroponics, proving that innovation can help us grow more food while using fewer resources. And finally, we explored equitable food distribution systems, where digital food banks, farmer cooperatives, and mobile payment platforms ensure that food and opportunity reach those who need it most. Together, these approaches paint a powerful picture, a world where food is not just abundant but accessible. A world where farmers are fairly rewarded, where cities become sources of fresh produce, and where no family has to go hungry while food goes to waste. But this is just the beginning. Food security is not a single innovation or a single project. It is a movement. It is about reimagining agriculture as a system rooted in sustainability, sovereignty, and peace. It's about shifting from extraction to regeneration, from inequality to fairness, from waste to wisdom. And here's the most important part. You are part of this story. Whether you are a farmer, policymaker, entrepreneur, investor, or activist, your actions matter. The conversations you start today, the partnerships you build, and the choices you make can ripple out to impact entire communities and generations to come. As we move into the next session of the Peaceism Ecosystem, let's carry forward the insights we've gathered here. Let's remember that food security is not just about what we eat, it's about who we are, how we live, and the kind of future we want to create. So stay tuned. In the next hall, we'll continue this journey, exploring another pillar of the Peaceism ecosystem and uncovering more ways to build a world that thrives on collaboration, justice, and sustainability. Thank you once again for being here, for listening, and for believing in the possibility of a food system and a world rooted in peace. Thank you for joining us here in the Food Security and Sovereignty Expo Hall, part of the World Peace Products and Services Expo and Conference. Over this past session, we've taken an extraordinary journey together. We began by stepping into the world of regenerative agriculture, where farming is not simply about producing crops, but about restoring balance to ecosystems, protecting biodiversity, and creating resilient livelihoods for millions of families. We saw how cover crops, composting, and agroforestry transform depleted soil into living, fertile ground, and how circular farming systems turn waste into resources. We learned that agriculture, when practiced regeneratively, is not a problem to be solved, but a solution to some of humanity's greatest challenges. From there, we entered the realm of smart farming technologies, where innovation meets sustainability. We witnessed AI-powered drones scanning fields in real time to detect problems before they spread, IoT sensors giving farmers the gift of precision in water and fertilizer use, and vertical hydroponics transforming city rooftops and apartments into abundant food sources. We explored how blockchain can create trust and transparency from farm to table, ensuring that every consumer knows not just what they eat, but the story of who grew it and how. The message is clear. Technology, when used wisely, allows us to grow more food with fewer resources, and in doing so, it empowers both farmers and consumers. And finally, we turned our attention to equitable food distribution, a reminder that producing food is only half the challenge. The other half is ensuring fairness, dignity, and access. We looked at digital food banks that redirect surplus to families in need, farmer cooperatives that protect smallholders from exploitation, and mobile-based platforms that ensure farmers are paid fairly and promptly for their labor. We saw how Rwanda's eSoko platform has empowered farmers to sell directly via mobile phones, boosting incomes while cutting waste. These models remind us that hunger does not exist because of scarcity. It exists because of inequality. By addressing access, we take a crucial step toward justice. Together, these three approaches, regeneration, innovation, and fairness, paint a compelling and hopeful picture. A world where food is not only abundant, but also accessible. A world where farmers are rewarded justly, not exploited. A world where cities and villages alike become centers of food production. A world where no child goes hungry while food rots in warehouses or landfills. But this, my friends, is only the beginning. Food security is not one innovation, not one program, not one project. It is a movement. It is a commitment to reimagine the way we think about agriculture and food, from something that extracts, depletes, and divides into something that regenerates, sustains, and unites. It is about shifting our systems from extraction to regeneration, from inequality to fairness, and from waste to wisdom. And here's the most important truth of all. You are part of this story. Whether you are a farmer nurturing the land, a policymaker designing systems, an entrepreneur building technology, an investor funding bold ideas, or an activist raising your voice, your role matters. Your decisions matter. The conversations you start today, the partnerships you form during this event, and the choices you make in your daily lives can ripple outward, shaping not only the future of food, but the future of peace and sustainability itself. Every action counts. A farmer choosing regenerative practices, a startup designing smarter tools, a policymaker opening markets to fair trade, a consumer scanning a label and choosing food that honors both people and planet. Each of these actions may seem small on its own, but together they add up to transformation. As we transition now into the next session of the Peaceism Ecosystem, let's carry these insights forward. Let's not see food security as an isolated issue, but as the foundation of human dignity, health, and peace. Let's remember that food is never just about calories or crops. It is about culture, community, and the very values we hold as humanity. The next pillar we'll explore will build on this momentum, showing us new pathways to collaboration, resilience, and justice. I invite you to stay with us, to keep your hearts open and your minds engaged, because each hall adds another piece to the mosaic of a sustainable, peaceful world. So as we close this Food Security and Sovereignty Hall, let's take with us a renewed sense of possibility. Let's commit to systems that nourish people, protect the planet, and promote peace. Thank you once again for being here, for listening deeply, and for believing in the power of a food system and a world rooted in sustainability, sovereignty, and peace. Together, let's keep building that future.
Brothers and sisters of Earth, today, I stand before you not as a leader, not as a prophet, but as a humble servant of humanity. I speak to you from the depths of my soul, with a message that transcends borders, religions, races, and species. This message is not mine alone, it belongs to all of us, for we are all children of the same origin, descendants of Adam and Eve, bound by the same breath of life. From the moment the first star ignited in the cosmos, to the birth of our planet, to the emergence of life, and finally to the rise of humanity, the universe has been weaving a story of unity. Yet somewhere along the way, we forgot this truth. We divided ourselves into nations, tribes, and ideologies. We built walls instead of bridges, waged wars instead of peace, and sought power instead of love. But today I call upon you to remember, we are one. The time for peaceism has come. Peaceism is blessing and guidance for all. It is a way of life. It is the recognition that every living being, human, animal, plant, and even the earth itself, is interconnected. Peaceism teaches us that harming another is harming ourselves, that loving another is loving ourselves, and that healing the world begins with healing our own hearts. Under the Peaceism Ecosystem, we will honor the sanctity of life, embrace diversity, live in harmony with nature, pray to Lord of the world. Let us pray, O our Creator. We humbly acknowledge you as the source of all that is, the architect of the universe, and the sustainer of all life. Let us pray for wisdom, compassion, and unity, and let our prayers be actions that uplift the world. Dear Lord of the world, known by many greatest names, we come before you as one family, one heart, one soul. Guide us to see the light within each other. Teach us to forgive, to love, and to serve. Help us to heal the wounds of the past and build a future of peace. May our hands work together, our voices sing together, and our spirits rise together, for we are your servant, and in you, we are one. Amen, Amin, Shalom, Om Shanti Ash, and so it is. This is not just a dream, it is a calling. Each of us has a role to play in this great awakening. Whether you are a teacher, a farmer, a scientist, an artist, or a leader, your contribution matters. Let us educate the next generation in the ways of peace and unity. Create systems that uplift the poor, heal the sick, and protect the vulnerable. Innovate technologies that serve humanity and the planet, not destroy them. Spread love in every word, every action, and every thought. If this message ignites a fire within you, if it stirs your soul and compels you to act, then let us carry it forward together. O Lord of the world, we thank you for the beauty of the world, the wonder of nature, and the precious gift of life. We are grateful for the sun, the moon, the stars, and the vibrant tapestry of creation. Let us strive not just for the Nobel Peace Prize, but to touch the hearts of all beings, from the tiniest ant to the grandest whale, from the deepest ocean to the highest peak. The time has come to transcend our differences and embrace our shared humanity. The time has come to heal the scars of the past and forge a future brimming with hope. O Creator, bless us with peace, joy, and purpose, and grant us the strength to overcome challenges and to persevere in your service. We are one. We are peace. We are the change. Thank you, and may the light of unity guide us all. We pray in the name of the Creator, the source of all things. Amen.
What if I told you every handshake, every idea, every product shared at this expo is a seed for world peace? Today, as we close the World Peace Products and Services Expo and Conference, I want you to remember, peace isn't just an ideal, it's a practice. It's in the things we invent, the services we offer, the connections we make. Look around, the conversations you've had, the innovations you've seen, the people you've met. Each of these moments is a ripple, spreading outwards, touching lives in ways you might never see. But world peace doesn't start with governments or giant movements. It starts with us, with how we treat each other, with the businesses we build, with every decision to choose compassion over conflict. So as you leave today, don't let this just be another event you attended. Carry this energy with you. Support peace-driven businesses. Share what you've learned. Challenge yourself to turn inspiration into action. Because together, we are more than dreamers. We are doers. And every small step you take is a giant leap for peace. Thank you for being part of this movement. Let's keep planting those seeds. The world is